art is really relation. It's a form of communication, of understanding each other, and of truly relating to one another.
Today we are going to talk about the importance of the arts and why, as cultural entrepreneurs and arts professionals, we do what we do, why it's important. So welcome to High Five. This is a series where I have a guest join me to give us 5 tips or insights or sparks of inspiration and information for arts professionals and creative entrepreneurs. And with me today is Mona Filip. I'm so happy to have you with me. Welcome, Mona.
Thank you so much, Heather, for inviting me, and I hope I have some inspirational things to share.
So, what are you thinking? And we've spoken a little bit in the past about the importance of the arts, and it's an ongoing conversation, isn't it?
It's something that keeps coming up, this questioning and self-doubt about the importance of doing what we do, and make us question whether what we can contribute is of any significance.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, these 5 insights are really what I tell myself. 5 ideas about why art is important. So, to start with, my belief is that art is fundamental to being human. It is through what we do in terms of artistic creation and enjoyment and contemplation that we really define ourselves as human beings, and different from other species in the animal world, in the natural world. And I think, as far as we know, we are the only species that creates fictional worlds. We view our own existence as humans as story. We are both narrators and protagonists of our own lives. And we create and enjoy things that have no utilitarian function, but that rather do have a very deep intellectual, philosophical, or spiritual one.
Yeah.
So that gets me to the second point, that art is knowledge. Art is an essential tool for understanding the world that we live in. It is a form of inquiry, of asking existential questions, social and political questions, a way of exploring and understanding the world in which we exist, both from the point of view of the maker, the artist, the creator, who searches for meaning and then finds creative ways to transmit their investigations and their acquired knowledge. And on the other side, for viewers, audiences, however we want to name our interlocutors, as receptors, who in their turn interpret and reach that understanding proposed by the artist, or take it even further with their own thought process and experience. So, because of that interconnection between maker and receiver, art is really relation. It's a form of communication, of understanding each other, and of truly relating to one another. It has the capacity to teach us empathy, to open our hearts and minds to the experiences, histories, and even the inner lives of other people. Art has the capacity to build dialogue across and despite cultural differences, social, gender-based differences. It is through art that we can actually imagine, pretty literally, well, in this imaginative way, we can imagine ourselves in someone else's shoes, and we can see the world from their perspective. That also gives a lot of meaning to art, in the sense that art is power. We we find in art, I believe, an unrivaled capacity to speak truth to power. And I think proof of that is that censorship wouldn't exist if art was not feared by those in positions of authority. Art has the power to change and expand our imagination, and therefore it helps us imagine the world differently and install desire to bring what is imagined into reality. And so, my last point is that art is therefore survival. Whenever we are confronted with our mortality, whether it's through major events like war and persecution, or even a run of the mill midlife crisis, or just daily contemplation of mortality, we need art even more in those moments for recapturing a sense of meaning and purpose. And art is what helps us rebuild the world, helps us to conjure up better ways of constructing new realities. So this is my plead for art and its relevance to society and to human existence.
Yes, so powerful. And yes, Mona, so inspiring. My goodness, there's so much richness. Thank you so much for this incredible, thoughtful insights and
Pleasure.
points. And for our viewers and listeners who may not know Mona, of course, many people will, but of course, Mona is a wonderful independent curator and writer. And where can people find you, Mona?
Well, they can find me on my brand new website, which
Yay!
is simply monafilip.com. Um, and I have a few projects, some currently on view. The exhibition of work by Caroline Monet called Pisanda Watch, the one who listens, celui qui écoute, which is on view right now at the McMichael Canadian Art Collection, and it's on view until November, I think. And there will be several events connected, talks and both curatorial and from the artist. And then coming up in October, just at the beginning of October, we have an exhibition opening at the McMaster in Hamilton with the wonderful work of Samir Farouk. The exhibition is called The Fairest Order in the World. Both Caroline's and Samir's work deal very profoundly and thoughtfully with the role of art in the meaning that it brings in human lives.
Incredible. Okay, so we'll catch the exhibitions at the McMichael and at McMaster. And just for people watching or listening, monafilip.com, right, is MONAFILIP.com, just to make sure that we get the
Romanian
right
spelling,
spelling.
not the English
Yes, yes,
one.
exactly. Yeah. Thank you so, so much. And we'd love to hear from our listeners and viewers what your thoughts are related to the power and importance of the arts. And tune in next week for another episode of High Five. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.